Recently, I, like many white people, have been struggling with how we should change in light of the Black Lives Matter movement. The prominent discussion of racism, prejudice, police brutality, and protest is forcing all of us to think about what we believe about ourselves and our country. I don't have the answers for that problem. But in thinking about them, I realized my process was influenced by things that I believe about words. Today will be the first part of a series about useful beliefs about language.
Distinctions for Life, helping you get what you really want in life with small changes that make a big difference.
Welcome to Distinctions for Life, where I help you get what you really want in life with small changes that make a big difference. I'm your host, Ron Davis. If I can do more for you, visit my website at distinctionsforlife.tv. Often, when I create a distinction, it starts from an experience of mine. Then I learn from that experience and generalize it into something other people can use. Sometimes I share the experience as part of the distinction, and sometimes I don't. There are multiple reasons that I might not share my personal experience, but it most commonly comes down to if I think it will help communicate what I have to teach. Today, I'm choosing to share my experience because it is part of DFL's statement regarding what is going on today via the Black Lives Matter movement. The word I've been struggling with that led to this distinction was racist. To me, a racist wears a sheet and burns crosses on people's front yard. They actively hate black people. When I hear that word aimed at myself or at all white people in general, I have an immediate negative emotional reaction. I will freely admit to being unconsciously prejudiced. I have a whole set of underlying beliefs and habits that make me react differently to people of color than to people who look like me. I, like most people, especially those of us who are introspective and out to improve ourselves, try to catch these beliefs and behaviors and change them. Then I read an article that defined racism as the unconscious beliefs about people of color that lead to behavior and support systems that cause systemic racism. When I look back at the process that I just described, I realized it reflected not just about my prejudice, but about what I believe about language, which led to this video. While I considered changing the example, I think it is important to talk about this subject, even if I'm fearful of people's reaction. Plus, I think it reflects how a lot of white people feel during these times. Sharing this will help them understand how they can change themselves and society for the better, and will help others communicate more persuasively. The first useful belief about language is definitions are fluid. A while back, a frenemy of mine posted a rant about something political on Facebook, and it ended with the words have meaning, Well, I choose not to use that kind of language on DFL. The truth is, they don't. And this is the adamant cry of someone whose arguments depend on a word having a specific meaning. While words have meanings, those meanings aren't static. Words' meanings change over time. They change in context. The same word can have multiple meanings, including the exact opposite of itself. And they aren't defined by the dictionary. The dictionary is defined by their meaning. A few quick examples. The King James Version of the Bible was written in 1611 and uses the word meat for all forms of food. Nowadays, meat is specific to animal-based food. This meaning has changed over time. I was listening to Freakonomics the other day, and the psychologist asked the host if he sublimated, which is a Freudian term for being motivated by underlying an unconscious belief or experience. He asked if she was wondering whether he went straight from a solid to a gas without becoming a liquid, which is the definition of sublimate in chemistry. The meaning of the word changed based on context. Homonyms are words with multiple meanings. For instance, you can go on a date, you can eat a date, and today's date is June 26th. The same word can even mean its opposite. For example, John left the room. Who was left? Sometimes the words aren't opposite, but they mean subtly different things. Argument is an example that I used just a few seconds ago. I said that my frenemy was making an argument. That could mean that he was making a logical argument, putting forth logical statements to reach a conclusion, or it could mean that he was having a verbal fight with someone. It's often hard to tell the difference. You see, my mind was blown when I learned how dictionaries were actually made. I thought there was a bunch of smart people sitting in a room who made up the definition of words. Then they put them in dictionaries, and then everyone else learned what the words meant and how to use them by looking at the dictionary. But it turns out it's the opposite. Said smart people, instead of sitting in a room, go out and ask what people think the word means, and then gather examples of how they use it. Then they codify a description or multiple descriptions of how a word is used and put it in the dictionary. My definition of racist may be dated. It may be that in the current context of Black Lives Matter, it has a different meaning. It may be that there are multiple meanings of the word racist. Dictionaries are changing their definition of the word as its usage changes. It was probably this that most changed my relationship with the word racism as it applied to me. Now, there are other factors that apply, and I will be talking about them in future episodes. So, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and also click the notification bell if you want to get told as soon as there is something new on the channel. Question of the day: what definitions of words have changed that you didn't change with? Thanks for watching today. If you liked what you saw, give me a thumbs up. This channel is all about helping you get what you really want in life with small changes that make a big difference. Until next time, I'm Ron Davis. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. That's the wrong way to do it. And today will be the first. Then they codify a description or multiple descriptions of a word. Recently, I, like many white people, oh, that's why, because the teleprompter's saying, wow, people.